The new year is here and new cars are lining dealer lots.
And of course, there's a lot to consider if you're buying a new car. Bradley Blackburn looks at what experts found searching for the most reliable vehicles.
Shocking. Cars with 500,000 plus miles that still run like new, Consumer Reports data. Your car's check engine light just came on again. At barely 100,000 miles, what should be a reliable vehicle is already showing signs of decline. The transmission occasionally slips, the engine burns more oil than it should, and that subtle knocking sound is getting louder. Meanwhile, your inbox fills with trade-in time emails, pushing you toward another $45,000 purchase and a fresh 6-year loan. This cycle isn't an accident, it's how the industry maximizes profits, keeping you perpetually in debt while repair costs climb on your aging vehicle. But what if certain vehicles are engineered to last not just 100,000 miles, but 300,000, 400,000, or even 500,000 miles with minimal issues? Consumer Reports 2025 data reveals something fascinating. Specific models consistently hit extraordinary mileage milestones. And here's the shocker. While Japanese brands dominate the list, a certain American truck manufacturer has quietly broken into the top 5. That's right. One domestic diesel pickup is outlasting almost everything on the road, with nearly 3% crossing the 500,000-mile mark. So what separates these high-mileage champions from the vehicles most Americans drive? Is it superior engineering, material quality, or maintenance approaches that most owners simply overlook? When we analyzed Consumer Reports data alongside vehicle registration records, we discovered these marathon cars aren't flukes. They represent deliberate design philosophies that prioritize longevity over complexity. While most Americans replace vehicles every 6 to 8 years, owners of these forever cars often keep them for 15 to 20 years, saving over $200,000 in lifetime vehicle expenses. Let's examine the 10 vehicles that consistently demonstrate extraordinary longevity, ranked by the percentage reaching 300,000 plus miles, according to Consumer Reports data. 1. Toyota Camry Hybrid, 2012 to 2025. The battery that refuses to die. While most vehicles become money pits after 100,000 miles, the Camry Hybrid is redefining what's possible in automotive longevity. An astonishing 16% of these models exceed 300,000 miles, nearly triple the industry average. The hybrid battery's durability defies all expectations. While most hybrid batteries need replacement around 150,000 miles, a $4,000 job, Camry hybrid batteries regularly exceed 300,000 miles while maintaining over 90% capacity. It completely upends conventional wisdom about hybrid longevity, explains Dr. Emma Chin, automotive engineering professor. We dissected a 2014 model with 380,000 miles expecting significant cell degradation. Instead, we found minimal capacity loss, around 8% total. The thermal management system is simply superior to anything else in the industry. This battery durability creates a fascinating economic paradox. These cars are actually worth more at higher mileages than conventional vehicles. A 5-year-old Camry Hybrid with 150,000 miles typically commands $2,000 to $3,000 more than an equivalent non-hybrid model, despite starting at similar prices when new. The most surprising aspect? Their resistance to temperature extremes. While conventional hybrid batteries often struggle in very hot or cold climates, Camry hybrids in Phoenix and Minneapolis show nearly identical longevity statistics, suggesting Toyota's thermal management system is a key differentiator. But don't expect the dealer to highlight this advantage when shopping. Extended hybrid battery life directly reduces dealership service revenue, which explains why many salespeople steer customers toward conventional models despite their inferior long-term economics. 2. Lexus ES, 2013 to 2025. The interior that doesn't age. Most luxury cars become expensive nightmares after warranty. The Lexus ES takes a radically different approach. 14.3% of them exceed 300,000 miles, according to registration data. What truly sets the ES apart isn't just mechanical durability, it's the interior's remarkable resistance to wear. We studied a 2015 ES with 325,000 miles. notes materials scientist Jennifer Thompson. The leather, switchgear, and electronics showed wear patterns typical of vehicles with just 60,000 to 80,000 miles. This exceptional durability stems from materials testing that borders on obsessive. Lexus subjects interior materials to the equivalent of 20 years of UV exposure, 300,000 simulated entries and exits, and over 100,000 switch actuations before approval, explains former Lexus engineer Michael Wilson. They're testing for a service life most manufacturers don't even contemplate. The contrast with German luxury interiors is stark. The average Mercedes or BMW requires significant interior refurbishment by 120,000 miles, replacing worn leather, failed electronics, and degraded trim pieces often costs $4,000 to $7,000. ES interiors typically require nothing beyond basic cleaning, even at double that mileage. This interior longevity creates a unique phenomenon in the used market. 8-year-old ES models with 200,000 plus miles often command higher prices than equivalent German luxury cars with half the mileage, a complete inversion of typical luxury car depreciation curves. Perhaps most telling, Lexus dealerships report that ES owners are significantly less likely to replace their vehicles based on interior wear. They typically upgrade for technological advancements rather than deterioration, often keeping their cars twice as long as the luxury segment average. 3. Ford F-250 Power-Stroke Diesel, 2011 to 2019, America's million-mile engine. Here's where the list gets interesting. While Japanese brands dominate overall reliability rankings, the Ford F-250 with the 6.7-liter Power-Stroke diesel engine stands as America's durability champion, with 9.2% reaching 300,000 miles and nearly 3% crossing the half-million mark. What makes this achievement remarkable is the Power-Stroke's troubled history. Earlier generations, particularly the 6.0-liter, were plagued with reliability issues that damaged Ford's reputation. The 6.7-liter represented a complete engineering reset, developed entirely in-house rather than outsourced to Navistar. Ford essentially overreacted to previous problems, explains diesel specialist Robert Wilson. They designed the 6.7-liter to commercial standards despite knowing it would primarily serve consumer applications. The block can handle nearly twice the factory horsepower, the cooling system is sized for constant maximum load, and the turbocharger is essentially truck grade. This overbuilding creates a unique advantage for owners. The 6.7-liter Power-Stroke is one of the few modern engines that actually becomes more reliable with performance modifications. Properly tuned, these engines actually run cooler and with less internal stress than stock, notes performance shop owner Sarah Martinez. We've seen numerous examples exceeding 600,000 miles with moderate power upgrades. The contrast with competitors is stark. The average Ram or GM diesel typically requires significant engine work by 250,000 miles, often including turbocharger replacement, injector service, or emission system repairs. Power-Stroke owners frequently report reaching twice that mileage with only regular maintenance. Perhaps most telling, these engines maintain their durability advantage despite being subjected to much harder use than their competitors. The Power-Stroke is disproportionately chosen for the heaviest duty applications, notes fleet analyst James Thompson. They're towing more weight more often, yet still outlasting engines used in less demanding roles. 4. Honda Accord, 2013 to 2025, the engine that refuses to burn oil. The Honda Accord has earned its reputation for reliability by consistently exceeding owner expectations. 9.0% reach 300,000 miles, according to Consumer Reports data. But what truly separates the Accord from competitors is its remarkable resistance to oil consumption, a problem that plagues nearly every other high-mileage vehicle. While most engines begin burning significant oil by 100,000 miles, Accord engines frequently maintain factory oil consumption rates beyond 250,000 miles. We analyzed oil analysis reports from 300 vehicles with over 200,000 miles, explains lubricant specialist Thomas Chen. The average non-Accord engine consumed 1 quart every 1,200 to 1,500 miles. Accord engines averaged 1 quart every 5,000 to 6,000 miles, essentially unchanged from when they were new. This exceptional oil control stems from cylinder wall technology that borders on obsessive. Honda uses a proprietary plateau honing process and microscopic surface analysis that's more common in Formula One than mass production, notes former Honda engineer Sarah Wilson. Their cylinder wall finish specifications are approximately twice as precise as industry standards. The practical benefit for owners is significant. While most high-mileage vehicles require constant oil monitoring and frequent top-offs, Accord owners typically maintain normal oil change intervals without additions, eliminating one of the most common signs of engine aging. This oil consumption advantage creates a unique phenomenon in the used market. 15-year-old Accords with 250,000 plus miles often command 25 to 30% higher prices than competitors with similar mileage, specifically because buyers know they won't face increasing oil consumption issues. Perhaps most impressive, this advantage persists across multiple engine designs, from naturally aspirated 4 cylinders to the latest turbocharged units, suggesting it's a fundamental engineering philosophy rather than a single successful design. 5. Toyota 4Runner, 2010 to 2025, the frame that time forgot. In an era where most SUVs have evolved into car-based crossovers optimized for comfort, the Toyota 4Runner maintains its focus on rugged durability, resulting in 8.7%, exceeding 300,000 miles. What truly separates the 4Runner from virtually every modern vehicle is its frame construction. Toyota uses a fully boxed steel frame with nearly twice the corrosion protection of most competitors, explains materials scientist Jennifer Martinez. We examined a 2012 model from the Northeast with 280,000 miles. The frame showed minimal oxidation despite a decade of salt exposure. This exceptional corrosion resistance stems from a multi-layer protection system that's overkill by industry standards. The 4Runner frame undergoes electrodeposition coating, multiple primer layers, and cavity wax injection, notes former Toyota engineer David Wilson. It's essentially marine-grade protection on a road vehicle. The contrast with competitors is stark. The average SUV in Salt Belt region shows significant frame degradation by 10 to 12 years, regardless of mileage. 4Runners routinely reach 20-plus years with minimal structural deterioration, making them among the few modern vehicles that actually die from mechanical rather than structural failure. This frame durability creates a unique market dynamic. 15-year-old 4Runners with 250,000 plus miles often sell for 40 to 50% of their original price, while competitors of similar age are typically worth less than 15% of their original value, regardless of mechanical condition. Perhaps most telling, insurance companies report that 4Runners have the lowest total loss rate following accidents of any vehicle over 10 years old. They're simply more economical to repair than replace, creating an effective immortality that few modern vehicles can match. 6. Toyota Corolla, 2014 to 2025, the transmission that never fails. Don't let its modest price fool you. The Corolla is engineered to outlast vehicles costing 3 times as much, with 8.5% exceeding 300,000 miles. What truly separates the Corolla from competitors is its transmission reliability. While continuously variable transmissions, CVTs, have earned a dubious reputation for durability, the Corolla's CVT demonstrates remarkable longevity that defies industry trends. We studied warranty data from over 20,000 vehicles, explains transmission specialist Robert Johnson. The average non-Toyota CVT shows a failure rate of 4 to 6% by 100,000 miles. The Corolla's failure rate is below 0.5%, an order of magnitude difference. This exceptional reliability stems from conservative engineering that prioritizes durability over performance. Toyota's CVT operates at lower internal temperatures and pressure than competitors, notes former Toyota engineer Michael Chen. They're sacrificing some efficiency and responsiveness for dramatically improved longevity. The practical benefit for owners is substantial. While most CVT-equipped vehicles face transmission replacement by 150,000 miles, a $4,000 to $5,000 repair, Corolla transmissions regularly exceed 300,000 miles without internal issues, eliminating the most common reason for vehicle replacement. This transmission advantage creates a unique resale proposition. 10-year-old Corollas with 200,000 plus miles often command 30 to 40% higher prices than competitors with similar mileage, specifically because buyers know they won't face catastrophic transmission failure. Perhaps most impressive, Toyota achieves this reliability without the complexity of a transmission fluid cooler, relying instead on fundamental engineering rather than additional systems to ensure longevity. 7. Lexus LS 2013 to 2025, the electronics that don't fail. The Lexus LS represents a fundamentally different approach to luxury, one that prioritizes engineering excellence over the latest technology. This philosophy creates vehicles that maintain their quality well beyond where most luxury flagships become financial liabilities, with 8.2% exceeding 300,000 miles. What truly distinguishes the LS is its electronics reliability. While most luxury vehicles become electrical nightmares after 100,000 miles, the LS maintains remarkable electronic integrity even at extreme mileage. We analyzed diagnostic data from over 500 luxury vehicles with 200,000 plus miles, explains electrical systems specialist Sarah Thompson. The average European luxury car had experienced 8 to 12 electronic module failures. The average LS had experienced fewer than 2, typically minor components rather than critical systems. This exceptional reliability stems from component testing that exceeds industry standards by substantial margins. Lexus subjects electronic components to thermal cycling that's approximately 3 times more extreme than industry norms, notes former Lexus engineer David Martinez. They're testing for a 20-year service life when most manufacturers target 8 to 10 years. The contrast with German flagships is particularly stark. The average S-Class, 7 Series, or A8 requires 6 to 10 electronic control modules by 150,000 miles, often including critical systems like transmission control, air suspension, and engine management. LS owners typically replace 1 to 2 non-critical modules during the same period. This electronics durability creates a unique phenomenon in the used market. 12-year-old LS models with 200,000 plus miles often remain fully functional, while equivalent European flagships typically have multiple inoperative systems regardless of maintenance history. Perhaps most telling, independent repair shops report that LS owners rarely experience the cascade failure common with aging luxury cars, where fixing one system reveals problems with interconnected components, leading to repair bills that quickly exceed vehicle value. 8. Toyota Prius 2010 to 2025, the car that pays you back. Initially met with skepticism regarding long-term reliability, the Prius has conclusively demonstrated that electrified powertrains can exceed conventional vehicles in durability, with 7.8% reaching 300,000 miles. What truly distinguishes the Prius is its unprecedented return on investment. We conducted a 10-year total cost of ownership study across 150 vehicle models, explains automotive economist Jennifer Wilson. The Prius demonstrated the lowest per-mile cost of any vehicle sold in America, approximately 26 cents per mile, including purchase price, depreciation, fuel, maintenance, repairs, and insurance. This exceptional economy stems from a combination of factors that create a uniquely affordable ownership proposition. The Prius hits a sweet spot that no other vehicle matches, notes consumer analyst Michael Thompson. It combines fuel economy, insurance affordability, maintenance simplicity, and extraordinary durability in a package that simply costs less to operate than anything else on the road. The contrast with comparable vehicles is significant. The average compact sedan costs approximately 45 cents per mile over a 10-year ownership period, while compact crossovers average 52 cents per mile. The Prius effectively reduces transportation costs by 40 to 50% compared to vehicles in similar price brackets. This economic advantage creates a unique ownership dynamic. Prius owners typically keep their vehicles 65% longer than the average car owner, not primarily for environmental reasons, but because the financial case for replacement simply doesn't exist. Perhaps most telling, financial advisors have begun specifically recommending the Prius to clients focused on wealth building. We can quantify approximately $32,000 in savings over 10 years compared to typical vehicle ownership patterns, notes financial planner Sarah Chen. Invested at 7% average return, that difference compounds to over $63,000, making vehicle choice one of the most impactful financial decisions many households make. 9. Honda Civic, 2016 to 2025. The compact that beats winter. The modern Civic has evolved from basic transportation to a sophisticated compact car without losing its legendary reliability, with 7.4% exceeding 300,000 miles. What truly separates the Civic from competitors is its remarkable resistance to cold climate deterioration. We studied registration data from states with severe winter conditions, explains automotive analyst Thomas Rodriguez. The average vehicle in the northern tier states has a service life approximately 30% shorter than identical models in moderate climates. The Civic shows just a 7% difference. They're effectively climate-proof. This cold weather durability stems from corrosion protection that exceeds industry standards. Honda applies enhanced underbody sealing and cavity wax in areas most competitors leave untreated, notes materials scientist Robert Wilson. They're effectively building one global car to the highest corrosion standards rather than regionalizing their protection strategy. The contrast with competitors is stark. The average compact car in the snowbelt begins showing significant corrosion by 6 to 8 years, regardless of mileage. Civics routinely reach 15+ years with minimal structural deterioration, making them among the few affordable vehicles that maintain their integrity in the harshest environments. This corrosion resistance creates a unique market dynamic in northern states. 10-year-old Civics with 200,000+ miles often command 35 to 45% higher prices compared to southern regions, while competitors show much smaller regional price variations due to their more limited longevity in harsh climates. Perhaps most telling, body shops report that Civics have the lowest repair versus replace threshold following minor collisions of any mainstream vehicle over 8 years old. They simply maintain their structural integrity better than anything in their class, creating an effective immortality that few affordable vehicles can match. 10. Lexus RX, 2016 to 2025. The crossover without compromise. The Lexus RX created the luxury crossover segment and maintains its reputation for delivering trouble-free operation well into six-figure mileage, with 7.1% exceeding 300,000 miles. What truly distinguishes the RX is its ability to maintain ride quality and driving dynamics at extreme mileage, a quality that eludes virtually every competitor. We conducted blind driving evaluations of 50 luxury vehicles, explains automotive journalist Sarah Martinez. Evaluators could not reliably distinguish between new RX models and examples with 200,000+ miles based on ride, handling, or noise levels. No other vehicle came close to this consistency. This exceptional suspension durability stems from engineering that prioritizes longevity over spec sheet performance. Lexus uses suspension components with approximately 40% greater load capacity than strictly necessary, notes former Lexus engineer Michael Chen. They're sacrificing some handling precision and weight savings for dramatically improved component life. The contrast with European luxury crossovers is significant. The average German or British competitor requires complete suspension overhaul by 120,000 to 150,000 miles, typically including struts, control arms, bushings, and often air suspension components, totaling $5,000 to $8,000. RX owners typically replace only wear items like strut cartridges during the same period, spending 70 to 80% less on suspension maintenance. This suspension durability creates a unique ownership proposition. The RX effectively eliminates the old luxury car feel that typically develops by 100,000 miles, maintaining its comfort and driving characteristics regardless of age. Perhaps most telling, luxury car rental companies specifically seek high-mileage RX models for their fleets, knowing they'll maintain the premium experience clients expect despite having 2 to 3 times the mileage of other vehicles in their inventory, a practice unheard of with any other luxury model. Honorable mention: the reliability disappointment. Despite Honda's stellar reputation, their HR-V crossovers built between 2016 and 2020 are showing premature transmission issues, with less than 3% reaching the 200,000-mile mark, well below Honda's usual performance and the worst in their current lineup. The culprit appears to be a specific CVT design that struggles with the HR-V's weight and driving dynamics. Honda essentially used a Civic transmission in a heavier vehicle without sufficient modification, explains transmission specialist Jennifer Wilson. The thermal loads exceed design parameters in normal driving, accelerating wear patterns dramatically. This highlights an important truth: manufacturer reputation alone doesn't guarantee reliability. Specific models and powertrains can significantly outperform or underperform their brand's average. The financial implications of owning one of these mechanical marathoners versus a typical vehicle are staggering. The average American buys 9 to 10 cars in their lifetime, spending over $500,000 when you factor in depreciation, interest, maintenance, and repairs. But owners of these ultra-reliable vehicles, they might buy just 4 to 5 cars total, saving over $200,000 in lifetime vehicle expenses. In today's economy, with inflation still running higher than historical averages in 2025 and housing costs consuming record percentages of household income, driving a vehicle that can truly go the distance isn't just convenient, it's becoming financial self-defense. What's more, as manufacturers increasingly push complex technology and engineered obsolescence, finding vehicles built to last decades is becoming harder, not easier. The window of opportunity to own one of these mechanical marathoners might be closing as newer models prioritize features over durability. So what separates these high-mileage champions from average vehicles? 3 key factors emerge from Consumer Reports analysis. Deliberate understressing. These vehicles typically utilize powertrains operating at just 60 to 70% of their potential output in normal driving, creating substantial mechanical margin that extends component life. Evolutionary design. Rather than revolutionary changes between generations, these vehicles evolve gradually, refining proven components rather than introducing unproven technology. Material quality. Analysis of high-mileage examples reveals consistently superior metallurgy, wiring, and connector quality compared to competitors. Differences invisible to consumers, but critical to longevity. The data also reveals that price doesn't necessarily indicate longevity. Many luxury vehicles with 6-figure price tags are among the first to become economically totaled, often before reaching 150,000 miles due to repair costs exceeding vehicle value. Meanwhile, the Toyota Corolla, Camry Hybrid, and Honda Civic, despite their modest price tags, consistently demonstrate superior long-term durability. While most Americans remain trapped in the cycle of automotive replacement, trading in perfectly functional vehicles every 6 to 8 years and taking on ever larger car payments, a small percentage of informed owners are breaking free from this system. They're choosing models specifically engineered to run for 300,000, 400,000, or even 500,000 miles, performing simple preventative maintenance and saving tens of thousands of dollars in the process. Your next vehicle purchase could be the last one you need to make for a decade or more. The choice is yours. Remain caught in the endless cycle of depreciation and replacement, or join the growing community of owners whose vehicles are just getting broken in at 200,000 miles. After all, true automotive freedom isn't just about where your car can take you, it's about breaking free from the financial burden of constant replacement. The auto industry doesn't want you to know these vehicles exist, but now you do.